Welcome, D-Traders. It's me, Kate Stichina, and you are watching a recap of the Asian session. Today, stock markets in Australia and Japan are declining. Caution's optimism has already faded. It's hardly surprising given the negative news on Wall Street yesterday. It appears that stocks will be unable to show a steady rise in the last week of 2022 due to recession fears. Asian stocks kicked off the week on a positive note. China has dropped some quarantine restrictions for local residents and travelers. The news that the world's second largest economy is reopening boosted optimism. However, it ebbed away quickly due to market fears. Stock markets and currencies declined. It seems that the coronavirus situation in China is getting out of control. After the easing of lockdown measures, the country saw a surge in new cases. China's hospitals scrambled to contain emerging outbreaks across the country. Besides, the possible recovery of the Chinese economy will increase inflationary pressure on the global economy. Given the high inflation worldwide and the monetary tightening, the situation looks rather dismal. Stock markets, which usually climb during the last week of the year, are down because of market fears and a strong bearish trend. The Fed's commitment to hiking rates for a longer period of time may trigger a recession in 2023, so stocks are unable to recover due to mounting recession concerns. Risk aversion leads to a sell-off of risky assets, which is rather bullish for the US dollar. As a safe haven currency, it usually advances to meet market uncertainty. In the morning, the US dollar index made an attempt to rebound versus its main rivals. It even broke above the resistance level of 104 and tested a high of 104.40. However, the bullish momentum somewhat weakened. The greenback had to retreat to Tuesday's closing level of 104.18. In the Asian session, it was very volatile, moving in a narrow range of 104.10 and 104.40. The fact is that the US currency is now at a crossroads. If the recession actually starts in the United States, many speculators are likely to get rid of the greenback. At the same time, in a case of a global recession, it will be in a great demand as a safe haven asset. This is why investors are so cautious. It also applies to currencies that are traded against it. For instance, investors are also vary when it comes to the yen. Like the Swiss franc, the yen is considered a safe haven currency. It has been rather weak versus the US dollar throughout the year. It depreciated considerably due to a downtrend caused by the Bank of Japan's ultra-loose monetary policy. Haruhiko Kuroda's term ends in April next year, and the Japanese policymakers have recently hinted at a policy reversal. Kuroda seems to be preparing the ground for these changes. For instance, the regulator lifted its cap on a 10-year government bond yields, and such a move was perceived by traders as a hawkish. Therefore, the yen was able to grow markedly against the US dollar. However, the US dollar managed to assert strength this week. In the morning, the dollar-yen pair went up amid the news from China and the rise in US treasuries. Besides, Haruhiko Kuroda warned that the Bank of Japan does not intend to move away from a monetary loosening. Against this background, the pair rose to a weekly high of 134.10. The price is expected to climb higher in the near future. In the Asian session, it was trading in the price corridor of 133.40 and 134.40. After a 5-day winning streak, the bulls remain in control. The pair is hovering above 130.58, which is a high of December 20. The nearest resistance level of 134 has turned into the support level, pushing the pair to a monthly high of 135.50. The Aussie also tried to bounce following news from China. Reportedly, the Chinese government has been pouring huge amounts of money into the banking system for 8 consecutive sessions to boost liquidity. Thanks to the correlation with the yuan, the Australian dollar edged higher. Another positive factor was a spike in oil prices to a 3-week high. In the morning, the AUD-USD pair was trading mostly up between the support level of 0.6719 and the resistance level of 0.6765. In the Asian session, the price approached 0.6767. So, trading was rather volatile in the Asian session. However, one can reap profits even amid sharp price swings. To do so, it's crucial to have the latest market news at your fingertips. Hit the subscribe button and get the relevant market news, and see you soon.